Hi guys, so after some long minutes of silence, I am here to present to you a recipe of one of my absolute favorite meals. And yes, Abena is cooking. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I had wanted to put in some text, but since this is one of my favorite things ever, I am definitely going to speak all through this video. So we started off by visiting the Chinese store because obviously that has the cheapest meat you'd find, or any other food is your best bet because the Chinese stores are really affordable. Okay, so bear that in mind. So starting off with Tuo-Zaafi. For those who don't know, Tuo-Zaafi is a northern Ghanaian meal that is made out of corn flour or cassava flour. That's a mixture of both. It's made with some jute leaves. Some Ghanaians will say ayoyo, or you can say jute leaves. It is similar to the Nigerian dish amala and ewedu, but Ghanaians do not add any beans sauce, that is the yellow part of the ewedu, and we use maize flour. Okay, so that is the major difference. But apart from that, we use the jute leaves, we use locust beans, we use some fresh fish powder, that is some herring's powder, and protein of choice. So for me, I'm going on with some tripe, or as I'd say, some towel, and some meats I got from the Chinese store. So first of all, the towel is really, allow me to use towel please, that is the Ghanaian way, I know. So I'm going to first cook up my tripe because it is really hard. So we're going to put that to a bowl. We're going to properly season our protein. Oh, and what is my kitchen without some jawari spice? Please, somebody coming from Ghana, I beg you, okay, bring me some jawari because I need it. And then we'll go in with some Maggi seasoning cube mix that I made, and we're gonna add some kivu curry to it, just a little bit because too much might change the taste of your protein. Okay, and then we have some salt to taste, and I added some badia all-purpose seasoning. You know me, I don't play with my badia, right? So here we're going to put that to a bowl while we go ahead and start with our stew. Okay, so after putting our tripe to a boil, we later on added our meat. I'm saying we because today I am honored to have one of my own, a Hajia, or say Amelia, teach me this process because I have been wanting to learn TZ the right way. Okay, so she is my teacher for today. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start with our gravy. I do not like to do any extra stuff, so it's just going to be proper zumi oil from Ghana, which she brought. I brought out my palm oil and she was like, what? Please, let's use proper authentic Ghanaian zumi oil. Okay, so the sauce for our TZ is made with palm oil. Okay, red oil or palm oil. First of all, I'm going to go in with some chopped onions. See, there is a way your onions affect the taste of your meals. I don't know how to explain it, but there are some meals, the long style of prepping your onions do not do justice, and this is one of the meals. Then I already have my blended ginger garlic blend, and then I also have my pepper blend, so that makes the work a lot easier. Sometime in another video I'm going to show you how I make my pepper mix and store. Okay, so after that we're going to leave it to cook, and then this is the kind of consistency you're looking for. Then the next thing, we're going to add our chopped tomatoes. If you do not like to see your tomatoes in it like this, mine for once is gravy, so I don't mind leaving it like this. But if you're uncomfortable, you can go ahead and blend your tomatoes, just that it won't give it, you know, that kick. But then however it suits your taste, you go on ahead with it. I'm not going to put a lot of the seasoning cube in there because I'm going to be putting my stock and the meat inside, and you know we already seasoned our meat very well. So in order not to let, you know, too many juices and sauces, we're going to limit the way we add the seasoning cube. So basically the stew is done and dusted in less than 20 minutes. Okay, all you need to do is to prep your meat ahead. And oh my god, at this point I just wanted to eat. I wanted to eat because this was so good. I for once am no one who would like to eat rice with anything palm oil, but all my days I would take this with rice without thinking about it. And I know you would love it too. And of course, the beauty of the sauce or the stew is in the red oil. So, you know, put in a little bit of the oil to give it that kick. So you get it the same way the Hajia by the roadside does it for you. So now we're going on to prep our ayoyo or our jute. It's a soup or stew? I think it's soup. Okay, so we got the jute leaves from the Chinese store. Mind you, there's already chopped ones in the African store, but you know, we wanted to go for this one, and we weren't so sure about how slimy it was going to be, so we decided to add a little bit of baking powder or baking soda to, not baking powder, baking soda, okay, to add to the sliminess of it. Mind you, this water is from the green, so we definitely need that. So we added the herring powder, and then we added our dawa. Someone would say locust beans. One thing I found hard eating the Thays outside was I didn't know it as at that time that it was the locust beans. I would always take them out, but here she showed me that after we're done, we're going to leave it like this. So we're just going to put it to a boil, just to a good consistency, not too hard and not too soft. So when we're done, we'll then blend it just a little bit. Ideally, after blending, it should be done. But because we didn't find the consistency we wanted, we had to put it on fire, really low heat, just for like a minute. And then we added a bit of the baking soda again to give it the sliminess that we want. So here we mixed some Kokonte with our maize flour that we had. The only challenge we had is that this had a lot of the chaff inside, so it was really a challenge. Okay, so you might want to get the really fine corn flour when making this, and what you want from this is the thick morikoko, you know, feel. That is what you will need to add to your Tuo-Zaafi to get the consistency of the Tuo-Zaafi. So we just mixed it together. We already put water on fire to boil, and then we leave that. Then we'll pour this mixture that we made into the fire. Hey people, it's not easy. Into our water to give it the paste that we want, whilst we have our maize flour and the Kokonte on the side. Mind you, you might want to know the right amount of each that you use. Here we used just a little bit of the Kokonte, just about half a cup of the Kokonte with about 1.5 cup of the maize flour. Okay, so we left this in the powder form, and this is what we'll be adding to the paste once we get that consistency. So we'll set some aside for the Thays, and then whilst you add the powder mix to the paste in the pot, you later on then add the paste that you set aside, and then you mix to make your really nice Thays. Okay, one thing you must be careful of is that if you're not careful, you might get lumps. So you want to be consistent and be checking every now and then. So this is us trying to make the paste. It was hard because of the consistency of the corn flour, but we made it work anyway. All in all, we still had our ayoyo soup on the side. As you can see, we saw her feel the ayoyo to know the consistency of what we wanted. So here we're trying to get the paste. As I said, we were having a challenge because of the way the particles of the corn flour was. But anyway, in the kitchen, you gotta make it work. So this is our ayoyo. After the blend, we put it to a pulse blend just for about 30 seconds, you know, and we were good to go. This is what we had, and then as I said, we didn't get the really slimy consistency, so this is where I added some seasoning cube which is very optional. You can just add salt and then the baking soda and put it to a boil over low heat just for about a minute. So here we set the paste aside. We managed to get something. It's not the best, but it worked perfectly for how we wanted things to be. So dessert is not a food you want to leave or pause and come back and do. I beg you, spoil it. So this is it. I kept wondering, so if it was just you, how would you have managed? But I mean, it works and you're gonna have to figure it out. If you're lucky to have someone by your side, you can have someone hold on to it for you. But if you don't, you may want to be like Flash, really, really fast to be able to have your food every now and then. It's amazing how one thing can mix with another to create the magic that you need, right? Isn't it amazing how food is just like life? I'm not here to motivate you, but I mean, you get where it's going. Even if you don't get it, forget about it. But don't forget this recipe, okay? Now food was ready, and after 2 good years, I get to have a taste of this, even though we had our challenges and it definitely didn't feel like home. It certainly felt like something Abena made, and it was definitely worth it, okay? So I hope you're gonna try this. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome. If you are old, you're welcome. Just remember that Abena is still cooking. And I know you'll be trying this recipe. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Tell a friend to tell a friend that Abena has put a new recipe for you and I. Look at that magic. Look at that beauty. Oh my God. You all should really try this. But who knows? Maybe I might be making one for you soon. Until I see you in my next video, try this and let me know through my social media accounts. You can reach me on Snapchat through Abena Asem and on Instagram at Abena AsemGH. You can just type abenacooks.ca and you will find me right there on Instagram. Okay? Now, hit the subscription button and turn off your post notifications for when another video comes your way. Until next time, I love you, but God loves you more. And then again, have a good week. Bye-bye.